Hello there guys and welcome back to the Raw Reflection. This is going to be a little bit later than planned because, well, life gets in the way. I had work on the Tuesday. I then had to be back in Wednesday morning very early, and I had 1 hour sleep and then basically collapsed the whole of Wednesday night. So yeah, fun times for me.
And I was asleep when he was at the Brown last night, so yeah.
Yeah, so by the time I got up, which was probably about 11 p.m, like properly, Saul would have been asleep. And I was up to about 5 a.m. So yeah, just swings and roundabouts really. But we are back again for another Raw Reflection. We are coming from the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona.
Very dry and dusty there.
Yeah, very dry and dusty. I'm not going to make the joke I made off camera because it's not
No,
for
don't do
this.
that.
It's
No.
not quite for the review. But
No.
if you know, you know, basically.
Yeah.
As dry as mine. Anyway, moving on. So, advertised for tonight, we have Cody Rhodes will take on Solo Sikoa. Brock Lesnar
I've
and
got
Omos.
Cody Rhodes versus Solo tonight. What? In
Yeah.
exclamation marks.
Said this last week, though, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
The way they motioned at the end of Raw last week was Cody wants to take on Solo. Was it Raw or was it SmackDown? It was Raw.
They had a bit on Raw, didn't they?
It was Raw
week?
because Roman came back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar and Omos do a weigh-in, which can't wait to get to that point. Miz TV with Trish, Lita, and Becky, and then we get, for some reason, which got advertised, and I actually posted about it in Money's Discord, whereas we actually get the showcase match, well, a week early.
Yes.
I wasn't happy about this, and we'll get on to it when we get there. But the main thing for me, it's not a fatal 4-way tag match. It's just a 8-man tag match. I just don't see why we needed all of these. You could have had a fatal 4-way with Ricochet, Chad Gable, Ivar or Eric, either one, and then Montez Ford, for instance. Fatal 4-way to highlight some of the people, but not all of the people.
Yeah, it was. I'm going to admit now, but apart from the start and the end, I've got quite like notes on this episode of Raw. There's a lot of advertising what's happening at WrestleMania, a lot of sort of packages about the matches wasn't there, and there was the usual sort of Raw, very very mediocre matches in the middle of this card tonight.
Yes. The one thing I will say is I actually got time to write up my review this week, so expect it to be a bit wordy. Because, as you say, with all these packages and whatnot, I actually had time just to sit and type up any bits that I'd missed or gone through. Because I had the time this week, and it's a go-home show, and not the best go-home show, I'll have to admit. But we start off with Miz TV.
He got quite a good reaction, didn't he, the Miz, when he was coming out?
Surprised by this, but then again, Phoenix is Arizona. Phoenix within Arizona. They are used to dry and sandy places, so dry. What's the word I'm looking for here? I can't think of the word. Dry personality from the Miz, so they match up quite well. What I'm going for. Pretty much, he hypes up WrestleMania before introducing Becky, Lita, and Trish.
And I thought it was being quite nice to him to start with. It didn't seem like his normal self.
Yeah, that's why the Miz is one of the best sellers in the business. He asked Becky Lynch, what's it like to not be able to get the job done?
Yeah, couldn't take out Damage Control by herself, so she called it up 2 legends to help her.
Called Miz insecure with tiny balls because, well, he's got tiny balls. Back and forth about it.
Maurice says his balls are massive, and Becky says it must be nice to know Maurice didn't get around too much before him.
Yeah, that was.
Oh dear.
And Lynch basically runs down all the issues with Damage Control to try and justify herself. Really. Miz asks Lita and Trish, why come back now? Just play back up to Becky. Stirring the pot. Lita takes point. She says she doesn't really feel like backup. She's one half the tag team champs, but she does know she felt the best. Well, she felt the best that she has, hasn't she? That's what she said. Which is mad considering the amount of time but Lita probably is at her best. But to say that and then to go back on Lita's actual run in WWE, I don't think you're at your best. You could be. Yeah. You could prove me wrong.
I mean, Miz said that they were 20 years out of date, didn't he?
Yeah.
As well.
So, of course, with any, we feel the best. You need a role model to look up to, and Damage Control here.
Yeah. Good old Bayley.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I think Damage Control is starting to lose its run.
I'd not be surprised if some point after WrestleMania, Io and Dakota go their separate way from Bayley.
Yeah. Bayley says she's sick of baby faces, acts like it's another match, when the match means everything to them. Well, I thought the match with the tag titles on the line would mean everything to you, but hey ho. Whatever. Q's Lita Trish having meant nothing in 20 years. Ouch. Stratus says the title means something, and Bayley says at one time this would have been a real dream match for her. Now, it's a different kind of dream. A dream is to take out the top woman of this division and 2 Hall of Famers in one night. So, at least they are saying that Becky Lynch is the top woman in the division. Lynch basically says you're doing nothing but wasting Io and Dakota as lackeys.
Yep. They've not had to, apart from what have you done for them since they lost the tag titles, and they're just your minions basically. The gist of it was that Bayley needs them more than they need Bayley.
Yes, which I think is one of the best ways to actually put it, if I'm honest. Because, look, it's all storyline based. Bayley is one of the best wrestlers in that division, hands down. But she basically hasn't got a footnote. Is she one of the top women with Dakota or without Dakota? Well, Io and Dakota. It's a nice little storytelling. It's a nice little, well, hold on a second here, And yes, it's 3 women that, should have been out the door realistically and have made this brilliant team. The team only goes so far. And with anything, and we go back to the Roman storyline, you need something to spice it up. What's that going to be? Not too sure.
Part of me's leaning towards maybe Trish turning on Lita and Becky at Mania.
Yes. My only thing would be, I reckon it would be Trish and Lita turning on Becky. Rather than Trish turning on Lita. I think it's going to be those two, if anything, that turn on Becky. At the Showcase of Immortals, as they like to call it. So then we, of course, get an ad break.
Well, ad break on Raw. What is going on?
I know. Imagine
there's
that.
So many of these tonight. As well.
Mate!
And they cut into matches.
I've noticed going down, and I think I've gave myself a point for every time. I guess when the ad break was coming up, and I got 9 out of 10 points. Put it that way.
I mean, the Dolph Gunther match later on. There was more ad break than match there.
Yes.
Which was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Dolph in that point, but at the same time, I don't. But we come back and it's Becky Lynch versus Io Sky. So who did you predict for this?
I predicted Becky.
So I actually was torn. I'm like, I wonder if you get Io the victory to go into WrestleMania going, well, maybe there's a chance. And then I thought, no, it's Becky Lynch. It's Becky Lynch.
Part of me thinks that Damage Control might win, but it'll be because of Lita and Trish turning. But yeah, we're going to do predictions for Mania.
Yes.
In another video.
And that'll be uploaded. I'm pretty sure. We're gonna look at uploading that probably Saturday day time before WrestleMania starts. Should we do a date? No, we don't know what's on night 1, do we?
No.
We'll just do Saturday for WrestleMania. I was gonna do Saturday and Sunday, but we don't know what's on each night, so we'll just Saturday midday time, 12 o'clock, more than likely is when the video will be uploaded. But our predictions and see how we do, and of course there'll be a forfeit on the line, because I know I'm gonna probably lose, and you'll be glad to know that
you're still owing me one of those bloody
Still can't see me right now because the way we're doing it, but for you guys at home in the camera, you can see I have myself a nice little Warhead Extreme Sour Blue Raspberry in my hands.
Wonderful.
Right now, because when we do the prediction video, I'm going to own up to my forfeit. And when we go and do it, obviously we go for predictions. At the end of the video, you will see me eat one of these bad boys. So enjoy. And Saul's not going to see my face at the time, so when he gets to go the video, it's going to be extra special. He's got, you deserve to eat that because you're lost. Yes, we have Becky Lynch versus Io Sky. Saul, I'll let you roll through.
Okay, cool.
Because we're actually here for him. But yeah,
we had a bit of back and forth at the start. Then the first sort of big incident was Becky grabbing Bayley's hair when she was outside. Trish and Lita come round, obviously, because everyone was starting to get a bit leery. We had action went back in the ring with Io taking control. We had a nice sort of jumping knee thing to the face in the corner by Io. There was a big sort of sliding baseball drop kick under the ropes on Io that sent her flying miles towards the ramp. She bounced sort of almost to the start of the ramp. We had a modified inverted DDT by Becky, which looked quite nasty when she hit it because it didn't seem to. I don't know if she didn't hit it correctly or what, but it looks like it might have been slightly botched.
Yeah. We got what? It was we got a 2 count from that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Push from the manhandle after counters though, rolls into a double stomp for a near fall. And guess what, Saul? My favourite point, and it's why I spoke up. What do we have after the near fall?
A advert.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Don't swear, Reese. Don't do it. It's fine. You are better than that. You are better than this. Don't swear. Yeah, we got another ad break. So quick into the match. Look, I get the whole point of ads. Okay, fine. But I am going to be on the fence about this, and I will say this. When it comes to ad breaks, I don't mind picture-in-picture. But, like the other week on Raw, when we had picture-in-picture, most of your content...
Yeah, got distracted by the ads.
Yes. But also, on the second point, most of your action was happening in those bloody picture-in-picture ad breaks, when in reality, they should just be doing little bits and bobs until the camera comes back on.
Yeah.
But... again, as you said, got distracted by the ads, and then there's a lot of action going off, so you're actually conflicted. Picture-in-picture on NXT works because they don't do all the action in that picture-in-picture segment. They just kind of they're stagnant. They do what they need to do.
Punches and leaning on the ropes and no major things happen, do they really?
No.
It's just sort of
but unfortunately,
content.
Yeah, with the picture-in-picture, it does need to be better. But yes, carrying on, sorry, Saul.
With Io with a nice jumping kick to Becky while she was perched on the top ropes, sent her outside, and then straight away she followed up with a crazy springboard moonsault. And you can see why they call her the genius of the skies, because that was insane. A bit later on, we had the attempt of a over the moonsault, countered into a disarmer, and then countered into a couple of roll-ups. We got a manhandle slam, and Becky picked up the win.
Yes. Decent match. I give this a 3 out of 5.
Yes, yeah. Definitely one of the 2 better matches on the card. I gave it a 3 out of 5 as well.
I don't mind this. Again, this is how I think if you're going to set up for the WrestleMania match, it should be like Becky versus Io, Becky versus... but I would like to see Trish kind of get physical.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet, have we?
Yeah.
The only sort of physical stuff we've really seen was when she got beaten up. But that didn't involve her actually doing much.
Yeah, so like I am skeptical for WrestleMania. We'll go on to predictions in another video. But I'm skeptical of not Lita, because Lita's wrestled and she looks good. She looks good at the moment. But Trish hasn't
looked good in the match she won the tag title.
Yes, Lita looked very good. And I was very surprised they won them, actually. But yeah, so it's nice to see Becky, but again, is Becky going to be doing most of the heavy lifting in that match? I hope not. I hope Trish and Lita can pull the weight, and that sounds bad, but I want to see Lita and Trish proper wrestle again. You know,
I think Lita will be all right. because, like you said, we've already seen her do it. It's Trish is probably the big concern.
Yes. But yeah, so we both predicted Becky, and yeah, she won with the manhandle slam. We get a recap of Cody Rhodes Bloodline stuff from last Monday.
Yeah. Solo arriving with, I think it was Heyman, wasn't it? And the Usos.
Yeah, basically saying that Jimmy's going to leave you, Jay's going to leave you, and Solo, you think you're the guy, but you're not ready. You're not ready. Oh, let's not go there again. And then we see the Bloodline. Roman Reigns walking backstage, and of course, we get another break.
Yeah.
Because of course we do. So, we're back from our break.
The break. And we get an Oscar promo, I think,
yes.
next, isn't it? Straight away.
Which is good. It hypes up a bit. Joe, I'm just not invested in this match at all. No. Charlotte and Rhea, I can't wait for Rhea to win. It's early spoiler. It's not a spoiler. It's a prediction. Rhea Ripley needs to win that match.
Yeah. This one, I can't... again, we're going into predictions, but I can't see what they gain, really, by having Oscar win. I've got no... unless she does, like, a proper heel turn. I don't really care either way. That's not because I don't like either of the wrestlers, but there's just not been much to this, as there.
So then we get a recap of last week's brawl between Seth and Logan to follow.
One mucky punch. Bang!
I hate this. I just hate this. And Seth is interviewed backstage
with Positive Ali.
Yes. He appears and say that Seth doesn't have anything nice to say, so he's not going to say anything. Rollins glares at him. Ali says he's trying to help him. See the positive in getting knocked out. He tells Seth he should be grateful, and he should think more like Positive Ali.
Yeah. And then Seth starts laughing, goes, Positive Ali, positively, I get what you've done there. And then he's like, here's an idea. Remember a couple of months ago when I was US champion and you were asking me for a match? How about tonight we have Mr. Positive Ali versus Seth freaking Rollins? And Ali wasn't happy with this, was he?
No, and something I'm not happy with is another ad break.
Yes.
Oh my lord. There's 4 already. We're not even 20 minutes into our reflection. Good lord. Imagine if we did ad breaks. You'd all be ruined.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we get Mustafa versus Seth in what was quick.
Quick, yeah. That's definitely one way to put it. No. I don't think... Do we need to say who we thought was going to win this match?
I clearly thought that Positive Ali was going to win the US title here.
Yes.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, yeah.
So, literally, these are my notes. Ali to the apron. Hits with a right hand. Drawn at Rollins about how Logan... that would have been a knockout blow from Logan.
Yeah.
Off the ropes. Ducking a couple of lariats. Seth catches him with a big one. Hanging Mustafa in the ropes. Elbows him in the tree of woe. Oh my god, curb stomp. Oh, Seth's just won.
Yeah. I mean, I think Seth's entrance with him walking around and getting the crowd to sing seemed like it lasted longer than the actual match.
Yeah. Admittedly, it was really nice to see the tree of woe curb stomp.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, that gave it an extra half a star.
Yeah. Me. So I gave this a 2 out of 5.
I gave it a 1.5.
That's fair. I honestly give it a 2 because of the curb stomper from the trio well. And for the Instagram caption that Mustafa Ali put up afterwards, it says, I may have lost, but at least I know Seth's shoe size. Mine's bigger. I'm like, Joe, I don't mind it. So yeah, that was literally the match.
Yeah.
But afterwards, we get a promo from Rollins, which, cool. So he basically gets on the mic and says, in 5 nights at WrestleMania, he'll finally get his hands on Logan Paul. And this is night 1, apparently.
Yeah.
This match. He says basically...
From what I was looking at, it's been confirmed as night 1.
So we've got Becky... So I was saying so before the review started, Reflection Road, that Becky kind of dropped in that the trio tag match between Damage Control, herself, Lita, and Trish is night 1 as well. Well, basically, he says Paul has a history of making a joke out of himself, and he'll level. If you can't beat Logan at WrestleMania, he's not the joke. Seth Rollins is. Paul's cheap shot him twice, and in 5 days comes back around. Little Birdie told him that April 1st happens to be Logan Paul's birthday. Now, we know about birthdays in WWE, don't we, Saul?
Yeah.
Because it's the same old ritual as if you put up a table, you get put through it. If it's your birthday, you're going to lose.
You're not winning.
No, you're losing.
It's also a bit the same, really, for the majority of if you're in your hometown, you're going to end up losing.
And basically pretty much says that WrestleMania, they'll be serenading Logan all night with his theme song.
And
then we go to a lot of, like, backstage.
Yeah. We've got, I think we started, was it with Corbin and Adam Pearce?
Yeah, he basically whining he's not got a match. Yeah, good. You don't need one. You don't deserve one.
He's going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, yeah, enjoy that, Corbin.
Yes.
Enjoy getting thrown out first.
Honestly, they've been amazing. But also we have Chelsea Green.
Karen
Green. Basically says to Pearce, why do I not have a match at WrestleMania again? Why should I have a spot in the showcase match?
Yeah.
Pearce is like, well, you don't have a tag partner. And Sonya Deville comes out of nowhere and she goes, oh, hi.
Yeah.
Why?
So Karen and Karen too, basically.
But some good lines from Pearce here. They can call themselves the Complaint Department.
Misery Loves Company.
Misery Loves Company. But they'll have a tag match.
Yeah.
In the showcase. Corbin's still there to whine some more. And I added this on purpose. Did you know that Adam Pearce is a 5-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion?
Is he?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Adam Pearce is a NWA World Heavyweight Champion and he's been it 5-time. Sorry, that's the wrong gimmick. But he's a 5-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Only because I actually decided to search, as Saul's doing now, Adam Pearce. And I decided to have a look. And I didn't know a lot about Adam Pearce's previous wrestling stuff because I've only been accustomed to him through WWE and as an official. Would I like to see Adam Pearce wrestle? Yes, I would.
Now I know he's been a 5-time NWA champion.
So I was like, oh, and I started looking back, and as you do, you go in a rabbit hole, and so looking back,
in Ring of Honor, weren't he? And
yep. So yeah, and I just felt I need to put it in that he was a 5-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
There you go.
And he ignores Corbin and walks off. He's like, yeah, you ever won a world champion, kid? No. What? Something like that. After the break, we will have
the bit you've been looking forward to the most.
Honestly, this is, and genuinely, when Saul says that, he means it, and I mean it. My favourite spot is coming up. It's the weigh-in for Brock Lesnar versus Omos. That, by the way, is not being contested in any weight class. So, of course, there's an ad break. You can't forget that important part. Back from commercial.
How many have we had by now? About 5 or 6?
We've had 6.
6, yeah.
We've had 6. So Corey Graves, the referee, which, by the way, his name is Danilo. Just wanted to know for notes. And Adam Pearce are in the ring with a scale for our weigh-in. Why did I write Montel Vontavious Porter when his name's clearly MVP? I don't know. I must have been into my notes at that point. Basically gets on the mic to remind Brock that he can't conquer the Nigerian Giant. The 7'3", 416-pound Nigerian Giant, who, by the way, weighs in at 410 pounds. Yeah!
I'm sure after they weighed him, MVP just started talking, saying, oh, isn't he massive, or something along those lines.
I'm just going to go to my little book of tricks, the old review book, which, by the way, is now full. About Saul goes on about it, because I need to find something. I'm gonna go there, Saul. I'm going there, alright? I've had enough.
Wasn't one week you said he was billed at £407 or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find. I've gone too far back, I believe. That's a SmackDown. Jesus, I've gone way too far back.
But yeah, he's been all over the shop. I mean, I get that he can't be the same weight all the time, but why do you just keep billing him at the same weight and then he's not actually that weight?
So, I found it. The tagline that MVP uses is 7'3", 416 pound Nigerian giant. Well, on the screen on Raw a couple of weeks ago, when he was against Dolph Ziggler, by the way, in that squash match, he was billed at 403 pounds. Well, tonight he's billed at 410 pounds.
Yeah.
So which is it?
Let's face it, it's not going to be that at WrestleMania either, is he? He's going to change.
He's going to be 408 or 412. He's either going to put on or lose. Look, either way, okay, it's 410 pounds. Okay, cool. But stop billing him, right, as the whole tagline, 7'3", 416 pounds, when he doesn't weigh that. And 2 different occasions, you've had him 403, which in cruiserweight terms would be £2 away from 205, or 405 for his matter, and 410. And this is not because I don't like Omos. It's actually nothing to do with Omos. It's more the fact that you're billing and you can't even make him believable or credible because you've got 3 different weight counts for him. If the weigh-in says 410, you stick with 410 because that's the visual that's been shown. So, he's lost £6. Oh, okay, good. But then you go back a few weeks and he's only £403, so he's gained 7. So, anyway, Brock makes his entrance, attacks him, and then basically sends him packing using the scale as a weapon.
Yeah.
So this was just awful. Honest.
It wasn't great, was it?
Do we think Omos is beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? Yes.
Hell no.
Oh. No, I mean.
Hell no. Oh, God. If he does, I don't even want to consider the fact that he might. It's not.
We said no.
Let's put it this way: if Braun managed to beat Omos, Brock should beat him.
You've also got to think Brock Lesnar ended the Undertaker streak, so to have him lose to Omos is disrespectful.
Yeah.
So, and my favourite line right now: we get a Charlotte Flair package because why not? Great.
Then we get a little Rhea promo, don't we? After the Charlotte package.
She says she has to beat Charlotte Flair to prove she's the best and become the biggest star in the industry. Comes down to Flair's legacy against her destiny, and she will not be stopped from becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion. I get why they went back to Charlotte, but I just think that this is the breakup for the Judgment Day, because
they seem like they're trying to maybe push Rhea slightly as a face now.
Yeah. It's very weird. So we actually get basically the next match is the tag match.
The 8-man tag match.
But this is what I found weird. We get the babyface entrances, and then we go to ad break.
Yeah.
Even when we get back from commercial, we don't go straight to the match either.
No.
Because we get a Finn Balor promo.
Yeah.
As I called it, from the inside of Aleister Black's old smoky room.
I didn't mind this little promo because we did see Finn dressed up as the demon.
Ish. Yeah. It was a teaser, but I just think that Joe, instead of trying to mask it onto him, actually paint half his face.
Yeah.
Instead, because the masking onto his face, CGI, just looked off.
I'm hoping we're going to get Demon Finn Balor versus Devil Edge, or
pretty much says.
That's not to say I want Edge to be just as the Devil Kazuya from Tekken.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
With a pair of wings coming out.
I wouldn't mind it. Hell, Jin versus Kazuya at WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell. Book it right now. He basically said Edge should go to his dark place and do whatever he has to do to summon his demons. Just know that his are always here. You just have to look closely. Of course, the demon paint flickered over him throughout the promo. Alpha Academy, Chad, on Otis. Otis Dozovich, by the way. Little known fact. They called him Otis Dozovich on a house show the other day. It's just it's Otis for starters, right? It's Otis. Yeah. But they actually called him Otis Dozovich for some reason.
Is that his actual proper name?
That Otis Dozovich is his name when he was with Tucker
Oh yeah,
as the tag team before. Because I can't remember Tucker's name either. But it was Tucker and Otis Dozovich. Because he's a bulldozer. That's what they went with. But yes, it is Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders versus Street Profits versus the team that has no name, Braun and Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I'll let you go for this.
Actually, his real name is Nikolai Bog something foreign that I can't pronounce. Bogdanovic or something like that.
So it's not far off Otis Dozovich.
Dozovich, no, pretty close. Yeah, they're both sort of. It is an itch at the end of his name. Let's have a look what we got here. We had 8-man tag match. Gable and Dawkins started off.
Like the start, the rest of it was a bit pants, but this start,
there was lots of takedowns, counters. Could hear the crowd chanting in the background. I think it was "We Want the Smoke" or something.
Yes, for sure it was "We Want the Smoke."
We had baby faces had the upper hand for quite a while. Eventually, the tag klaxon went off, and everyone was in the ring. Got a huge brawl. Then what did we have after that?
An ad break. My favourite thing in the whole entire world.
We came back to one of the. I don't know which one it was. I don't know the difference between them. One of the Viking Raiders.
Eric. It was Eric.
It was Eric. Okay then. We had Eric beating on Ford, keeping him down on the ground.
The only exciting thing to happen from this was that Otis gets some time and Maxine Dupree's watching backstage.
Yeah, she still wants her Otis.
Otis. Ford with a kick combo for separation. Otis just trounced him basically. Just in a bit. Dawkins gets a hot tag, taking it to Ivar, laying him out with an uppercut. Viking starts stacking him up. Braun starts running around like he usually does. Choo choo, Mr. Strowman. Choo choo. Big spine bust on Eric. Ricochet up top. And the move that Ricochet hits here, off his shoulders. But then, I thought that was going to be the pin. But no, Montez Ford decides to jump over Braun Strowman and turn mid-air to get the pinfall.
Yeah, the final couple of minutes weren't too bad. And like you say, the start was pretty good. It was just the middle.
The reason we didn't give this a prediction is pretty much because I didn't want to give a prediction because I just didn't care. And two, yeah. So yeah, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and Street Profits won by pinfall. I gave this a 2 out of 5. 2.5 out of 5. Sorry.
I gave it a 2. The issue we've got, like you said, they should have done this as a fatal 4-way, just one member of each team. We've pretty much seen the WrestleMania match, except we're going to have a bit of action between members of the teams tonight.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it's going to be the same match pretty much. And I think for a fair bit of it as well, it'll be baby faces versus heels in the WrestleMania match until one team gets taken out, and wasn't that exciting.
So, backstage, Dupree, she's not looking happy, is she?
No, her Otis.
Yeah. Then more backstage stuff. My lord, Cody Rhodes this time now. He basically says he loves the position he's in. Solo's undefeated, like he is. And you'd have to ask Paul Heyman and Roman if he even has a chance, and they'd cackle in their Samoan Goodfellas aesthetic.
Yeah, because the old Samoan Goodfella.
Yes. And then he'd ask why it's so important that he face their enforcer. And he'd say that it's important to know that he's earned it. He's no intention of letting his fire go because not only has he earned it, he's lived it. And tonight, Solo finds out he's not ready. Then at WrestleMania, he's going to beat Roman and become the Universal WWE Undisputed Champion. But first, before Cody does any of that, my arch nemesis appears. Ad break.
Ad break again. What, 8 now are we on?
8, yeah.
8. Bloody hell.
So,
that's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, we come back from commercial, and guess what? What they did for Asuka, we get for Bianca Belair. A hype reel. But one of my favourite segments is this Austin Theory promo. So, he's in an empty arena because he doesn't need no filler. He accuses John Cena not being able to see the future in front of his eyes. He says that he does this for him. It's sad to know that he'd have let John go down the hero, but he had to make it personal. It's going to be fitting that he's going to look up to him, and that's not a theory, because he's going to make Cena believe in him. Great promo, no crowd about. I like this. It was a case of no. And they're obviously putting stock in Theory. Because night 1, match 1, is Cena versus Austin Theory.
Yeah.
What a way to kick off your show.
Looks like it's the opener, doesn't it?
Yeah.
First match, we've got it listed down.
What a way. I've just got a notification from 2K. Here's a little funny fact for you. You didn't see this coming. John Cena will be a playable golfer in PGA Tour 2K23 on April 7th.
Well,
Fair.
That is, yeah, I suppose they can do it, can't they? But God, I wonder do they have stats in the golf game? Like,
Possibly.
I don't know. If they gave him like 90 for his golfing ability, I don't know if he plays golf in real life, but yeah, it's not going to be very accurate.
I would have done this differently, this next bit. I would have gone for ad break first, then entrances. But no, we get Chelsea Green and me and Sonya Deville making an entrance, and we get an ad break.
Ad break.
9 of them!
9, and what? We've still got a decent chunk left, haven't we, of the show?
Looking at my notes, yes. Yes, we have. Because I've still got 1, 2, technically 2, 3.
3 matches after this one, I think.
Yeah. So.
Oh, God.
First of all, back from commercial, we've got a hype package because we now know the new entry to the 2023 Hall of Fame class. Stacy Keibler.
Yeah. Deserved, I think.
Yeah.
Started off as a Nitro girl.
Yeah. She may not have been a wrestler in a lot of ways, but she was the mistress of Dudleyville or whatever it was. She was influential to a lot of stuff in the early start of Raw.
Late 90s, early 90s, yeah.
She was very instrumental, and I don't think the division would have been where there was without Stacy Keibler, if I'm honest. She's very influential. We also find out that Tim White, one of the referees, is going to be the recipient of the Warrior Award at Hall of Fame. So Tim White is going to be in the Hall of Fame, which is very, very well deserved. Just a pity that he... I don't mind people going in the Hall of Fame. I just think there's a time where you need to put them in the Hall of Fame before they pass, which you never know when that is.
Yeah.
But it just feels crap to me that you are, for instance, like, what was it the other day?
Weren't we talking about there being like a separate Hall of Fame for people that are...
Yes, there was a bit of a legacy, wasn't it? Hall of Fame, I think we were on about.
Yeah.
But yes, Tim White is the recipient. I'll be honest, the Warrior Award, give it to somebody who's done exceptional work. Give Tim White the actual spot in the Hall of Fame. He deserves more than the Warrior Award. I don't think the Warrior Award is the best, if I'm honest, but it should be given to somebody who is deserving of being a warrior. Like, obviously, Shad Gaspard got it. He should be in the Hall of Fame because he's a hero, not given the Warrior Award, because a warrior, and I hate to say this way it's going to sound, the warrior is classed as someone who fights and thrives. He fought, saved his son, but unfortunately, obviously, he passed. Give him the spot in the actual Hall of Fame, you know what I mean? Like, do it that way. But, look, regardless, Stacey Keibler's in the Hall of Fame. We also found out Tim White is in the Hall of Fame. And we go to our match, which is Candice LeRae and Mia Yim Or Michin.
It's a slightly weird sort of. It's another one of these thrown together tag teams like we've
Yes.
been talking about. And
Yes, it was.
this women's division, apart from Ronda and Shayna, is just full of this women's showcase match is just thrown together tag teams, and
Yeah. So yeah, WrestleMania Showcase qualifying match. Not a lot here.
No. What did we have? We had there was most of the match seemed to be that Miriam and Candice were in control. They seemed to be pretty dominant throughout the match, but as usual, distraction from the heels. Green hit Yim with a Unprettier. That was it, really. I had no investment.
No.
In
the
this
notes
match.
I pretty much got was Mia hits a dropkick, decent, working Miriam over. Lariat off the top, forearms to Green. Tag back to Yim. Then Sonya posing, gets hit with a dropkick. Standing switch, kill switch, or Unprettier, whichever one you want to call it. And chokes Green and Sonya Deville win by pinfall.
Yeah.
And the predictions, as you can probably assume,
I didn't even bother predicting because I didn't care.
Like, there was no reason for Mia Yim and Candice to be in a tag team.
No,
you knew instantly.
This was thrown together at the last minute. The fact that they'd been doing all this Chelsea Green stuff made it probably a lot more likely that she was actually going to win this match.
Yeah.
Although where Sonya Deville's just been drawn from, because first of all it was first of all we had Carmella, but she's injured.
Then Piper.
And last week we had Piper, but now we've got Sonya Deville. So we've gone a very roundabout way of
yes,
getting here. I mean, I feel a bit sorry for Mia Yim because she's not really been featured since AJ and the OC haven't been around.
So then we go to, well, next, actually, it's not an ad break, it's Damian Priest making his entrance with the little crap that is Dominic Mysterio.
The People's Champ, Dominic Mysterio.
However, as I said, we didn't have an ad break then. We do now.
Yeah.
10. Just for a count, 10.
Just 10 ad breaks. This is pretty bad for the Go Home show, the amount of ad breaks we've had. I know we always moan normally about ad breaks and we don't count them, but I'm sure we're never up to 10 by this point.
The reason it ended up being counted is because it started to get to a point where there's just so much. Like, it's so many promo packages and trying to get you hyped. I don't care for it. Like, I don't need all these ad breaks in my show. But we come back from commercial. Paul Heyman's been interviewed backstage. It basically says that Cody walked through Shadow of the Island of Relevancy and fears his tribal chief because Cody isn't ready. He proved it when he asked it was so important to fight Solo. It's not important, it's relevant because Solo is ready to weaken Rhodes for his match against Roman. Solo isn't here to compete, so we pretty much get the gander that Solo might lose here.
Yeah.
He's here to put a beat on Cody, so he's not 100% for Sunday, and if you're still sitting saying it's not very dignified, well, Roman is ready to stoop to the depths and rise to the occasions that will keep him on top as a tribal chief. He says Cody was never ready to be the man of his generation, and he's not ready to beat Roman Reigns, but needs to be ready to take the beating from Solo, and the emotional baggage that Roman will dump on him on Friday. So it looks like Friday we get a bit of a segment for Roman and Cody. So when he enters the ring on Sunday night, the only thing he's going to be ready for is to lose to Roman Reigns. He tells Rhodes to be ready for the greatest moment of title existence, in the glory of defeat, to acknowledge his tribal chief. We cut to the ring because with Dominic Mysterio's on the mic. Yay. Basically says it takes some balls to hit your own child. And everyone's seen the videos Ray attacking him. And after Damian beats him tonight, Dom's going to humiliate him at WrestleMania. Everyone will know what a foe of a father he is. And he basically demands to have the footage from SmackDown to play. And he gets it. For some reason, Dom cuts an awful lot of promo in Spanish.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Right. There's first of all something that's been annoying me for a while. That is Vicky Guerrero Dom's mum?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
No.
Someone said to me the other day, and I said, no, she's not. And they were adamant that she is.
No, Vicky Guerrero is the wife of Eddie
Of
Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero, yeah. And I said,
You had their own kids.
I said to them, yeah, they're not Vicky and Ray, and they were never an item.
No.
And yeah, no, good.
Vicky Guerrero legit married Eddie Guerrero.
Guerrero, yes.
And they had kids together.
There was the whole storyline that
of Dom being Eddie's son,
but
that was with Ray's missus.
Well, exactly.
Which I forgot a name. I think it begins with A, but I forgot a name basically, which is a bit annoying.
I think it's foreign, a Spanishy name, and
Angela, I want to say.
Yeah,
I think it's Angela. And basically he asked what kind of father hits his own son and what kind of mother lets it happen. He says he should have told Shup a long time ago. He's never said this out loud, but he wishes Eddie Guerrero was his father and Ray never existed. Yeah. The entire family is disgraced with Mysterio name, and that name will be his at WrestleMania. And what happens? Well, Rey Mysterio makes his entrance, and we go to our 11th ad break. So,
I did like it when Ray appeared because he did look a bit dejected, and upset as he was sort of trudging down to the aisle.
Now, this annoyed me. We cut back to the match in progress.
Yeah.
We
get this in this match and the next match.
Yes.
It's stupid.
So, basically, and there's not a lot of notes here, by the way.
We couldn't because of what this and the next match are.
Yeah, so basically, Mysterio hits a springboard. David Siege senton, slide under basement dropkick. Priest with a reverse STO. Damon charges him with a boot, but gets crotched in the ropes. Yep, that happened. Axe handle to the back, off the ropes. Priest pops up and clubs him with a lariat. Dropkick sets Damien up on the second for the 619. He hits it, and Dominic runs up and trips up his dad.
Yeah.
And I put here, Rey Mysterio wins by disqualification, presumably.
Yeah, I think that was the final result because.
So. Yeah.
We did get the Gardo Phantasma come out, didn't we?
So Dom beats down, Damien picks him up, and the Gardo Phantasma make the save. This was I didn't even bother with this a rating. It was awful.
Yeah.
Just no point. I get the whole idea of it, but no point.
We missed the majority of the match because of the advert.
Yes. So... Thanks, adverts.
Yeah.
But however, we get an Andre the Giant video package to set up for the Andre the Battle Royale. And look who's in the back. It's Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Good Brothers. Oh my god, I've not seen you in a while. They're hanging out with Johnny Gargano. They find their names on the Andre list, leave. Elias and Rick Boogs look at the list and find the names too. And the Drifter says he's a lock to win this year, which I hope is not a reference to the Lock and Key. Rise, yeah. Hope it's not. Elias turns around, sees Dexter Loomis, and turns around and he saw Bronson Reed. Oh. He turns around and sees Bobby Lashley, who questions the notion that Elias is a lock to win. Oh, I don't really care. I just don't care.
Again, this battle, this blood blooming Andre the Giant Battle Royal, I've got no interest in it. It's just, what is it, 20 people?
Oh, that's the other match. Of course, that's the other match on the card.
SmackDown, the Battle Royal,
it's not SmackDown, is it?
Andre the Giant Battle, I'm sure it's SmackDown. I'm sure it is.
If it's SmackDown, that's hilarious. That's genuinely hilarious if that's SmackDown.
Battle Royal 2023. Yep, on WWE SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, it's not on WrestleMania. Okay, cool. And this is where
Normally they have a battle royal or something like that at WrestleMania, so that would have made sense. It's a good way to get, but no.
So yeah. Anyway, Imperium make their entrance, and so what do we get next?
Our
12th ad break.
And this one really irked me as well.
Yeah.
This ad break, because again, it's the majority of the match that we come back to the match in progress, and I'm sure the adverts lasted longer than the actual what we got to see in the match.
Yes. So, back from commercial, we get a recap of Kevin Owens giving Sami Zayn his t-shirt. And getting attacked by the Usos. Kevin and Sami cut promo backstage. Zayn says it's been an emotional year now, less than a week away from the biggest tag match ever. It's even bigger because it's in LA. And here's a part of the story that we didn't know. Kevin and Sami got their big break in Los Angeles and truly became a team there. El Generico, Kevin Steen, for you guys that don't know. And that comes full circle. They walk back into LA as a team.
That hopefully to win the tag title.
That's got to be a coincidental thing. Like, they probably had the idea of LA, but depending on the storyline. But the fact that it's in LA, and they've actually gone back to the place where they started. That's amazing. But that's not WWE canon. That is... It's not even Ring of Honor, is it? It might be Ring of Honor.
I thought it was Ring of Honor.
Or is it...
It could even be that? Predate that, yeah.
Kevin and Sami LA start.
Because weren't they in the Indies together before that? Or
yeah. I want to say, though, it's something like Progress or something like that.
Progress Wrestling, yeah.
I saw it somewhere. I remember reading about it. Loss and you get on the script things. I know. Oh, here we go.
International Wrestling Syndicate. IWS. Combat Zone Wrestling. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Where is it? Oh, here we go. We've got bloody what's his name being a tosspot. Where is it? Vince Russo. It's been a tosspot. Just reading something about it. Basically saying this is what everyone's getting. They're on about the history in LA, and the other thing is like, bro, I didn't watch the NXT stuff. This not NXT, brother. Like, if you're gonna give me that old LA story, you've got to give it to me because I didn't see it. It's because it wasn't NXT. It was El Generico, Kevin Steen era. Like, I'm guessing proper old school Canadian wrestling like stuff, or maybe even Ring of Honor startup. Anyway, point being is Vince Russo is a bloody tool, and
he is. Right, when Vince made himself WWE champion, it was actually a decent storyline thing because of what was going on at the time with Stone Cold and everything back in the Attitude Era. But Vince Russo made himself WCW champion because he could.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, he was a big problem of what killed WCW when it was in the war with WWE. He is just anti-wrestling to me.
And that's probably why the LA stuff doesn't resonate with him, because he doesn't want to watch. It's not supposed to be about NXT, because if it was about NXT, they'd have showed you. But guess what? In NXT, they didn't appear as a team, because in NXT, Sami's making his way to the championship. He wins the title. Kevin Owens comes in. Oh my god, it's Kevin Owens or Kevin Steen. First entrance of Kevin Owens. He turns on Sami and powerbombs him onto the apron.
Yeah.
Which people of the Indies would know that, oh my god, that's Kevin Steen and El Generico. Best friends. Nope. Comes straight in, powerbombs him. The first thing Kevin Owens does in NXT is turn heel. So you wouldn't have seen that NXT regardless, because you're an idiot.
Yeah. The problem with him is he thinks he knows everything about wrestling. Oh, Vince Russo. He thinks he's wrote the book on it. And anything that he's not involved in is trash.
Yeah.
And no, that's not the case. 99% of what you were involved in was trash. And a lot of people know a lot more about wrestling than you do, mate.
Yeah. So, Owens says every fight that they've been in is about taking their careers to the next level. It doesn't get any bigger or better than taking down the longest reigning tag title reign in the world and showing the world why they're the best tag team. Yes, it hurts to see Sami and Kevin as a tag team, but let's be honest, they are probably the only tag team to beat the Usos is Kevin and Sami.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows their history. And after all that, you forget that Imperium just made their entrance because we're getting Gunther versus Dolph Ziggler now. Predicted Gunther because, well...
Yeah, there was no way Dolph Ziggler was going to beat Gunther before the triple threat at Mania, was there? I mean, he wouldn't beat him normally, I wouldn't think, but to beat him now would just kill any Gunther momentum whatsoever.
So, Saul, would you like to go through the plethora of little notes that you have for this match?
The plethora. Got Ziggler hitting a drop kick and a jumping DDT right off the bat. We got that was before the bell even rang. Gunther wasn't really that phased by it.
Nope.
Delivered one of his big chops that seemed to send Ziggler just stop all momentum he had. Then we got this another. We got the commercial break.
Yep, 12. No, 13.
12,
Sorry, 13.
yeah,
13.
13. And this killed the match for me.
Yeah.
We come back. Ziggler's doing a little comeback from. I don't know what happened. Obviously, we don't know what happened in the break, but we can assume that Gunther dominated him. Then Gunther took control again, hit a power bomb. Last Symphony. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, Dolph got squashed.
Thanks for coming, Dolph.
Yep. I saw a post going, oh my god, Dolph is this is disgusting. Look, Dolph's had his time. I remember watching a John Cena promo literally yesterday because I was looking at it. And they gave Dolph the push. Dolph necessarily didn't do well on the push. He always, and look, Dolph's got enough money.
Wasn't Dolph in the match, win the match against the Authority to get someone, was it bring back Cena or someone?
Yes.
The one where Sting came out. And,
yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Was he the last member in it?
Yeah, Dolph was the last guy.
Yeah.
He won the match because obviously Sting won it for him. Because Dolph was laid out and Sting come out and Scorpion Death dropped. Forget who it was.
Everyone. Everyone.
Yeah.
So
he's had his big push on that, but
yeah, he's just not gone to the moon with it, unfortunately. No. The best point, I think,
to the moon.
Which, by the way, Cameron Grimes looks jacked. Post-match, Gunther gets on the mic. He calls out Sheamus and Drew and says their fight is a disgrace. But have a look, 'cause this is the fate that awaits them at WrestleMania. No, it's a bang after bang after bang after bang after. I'm not even going there. But, of course, we cannot finish this segment without the main event entrances.
Yeah.
And an ad break.
Now, right, I've got a lot of notes for the main event, thankfully. I've probably got more notes than a lot of what happened before. But my big issue, as with last week's main event, was the time this main event had. Because I watched it a day later, so I don't necessarily have to sit through the ad breaks, but I get to see how much time's left. And there was literally, again, 8 minutes left of actual match time.
Wow.
For this. And this was Cody versus Solo. And I thought, we're going to get a good 15-20 minute match out of this. I probably might have been pushing that with the ad breaks, but no.
So put it this way. The entrance has happened. This is the 14th ad break, right? So we start. Paul Heyman's at ringside.
Credit to Paul Heyman, because him at ringside in this match was brilliant. The different facial expressions.
Yeah.
The look in his face when things were happening. Is him shouting at Cody and Cody shouting. It was brilliant. Yeah.
I'll let you.
I'm hoping that when Roman, if he leaves the Bloodline or whatever happens, that we get Paul Heyman with Solo Sikoa.
Yes,
I'd love that.
I think this is the direction it needs to go.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll as always, Saul, you go ahead.
Okie doke. So crowd are going nuts for Cody. Solo's out straight away. Cody goes for a shoulder block and he slams into Solo, but Solo's just standing there, doesn't move at all,
Not
and he
phased.
sort of looks at Cody, says, "Try it again," points to the ropes behind him. Cody does it, but this time he slides down, drops up and uppercuts Solo, sends him reeling backwards. And although he's been staggered, Solo sort of staggers forwards once again, and he just big right hand to Cody. We had a massive over. I think it was a Samoan drop, but it looked more like he just threw Cody over his head, and I'm like, what the hell was that? Solo shouting, "Who's not ready, Cody?" Call back to Cody last week telling Solo he wasn't ready. Brawling outside, Solo getting tossed into the steps, and there's a massive crash when he got sent thudding into Lowe's.
Yeah, that sounded painful.
Yeah. And because he's a big guy as well, there's some weight behind Solo. Yes. So, I mean, I think the steps probably come off worse.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
They're back in the ring briefly, and then they're out the other side. And Cody's head's getting rammed into the announce table, and the announce table took quite a beating in this match, although it didn't break, which was nice.
Oh, what happens after he starts banging his head against the announce desk?
We get the unalive dive. Oh, is this before?
No, there's that. There's the unalive dive, but there's also the 15th ad break.
15 ad breaks in a 3-hour show. That's what. That is a lot of
essentially
ad breaks.
5 per hour. So you'd signal that at what?
One every 12 minutes.
One every 12 minutes, yeah. It's ridiculous. Absolutely absurd that one every 12 minutes, but it's not like that. It feels like it's every 5. But even at 12 minutes, imagine watching your favourite show. So mine's The Flash, right? And I know The Flash has 2 adverts per episode because it's a 45-minute episode.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But imagine if that episode had 5 adverts in it on a 45-minute show.
That would, it's stupid, isn't it?
Like, it's just ridiculous.
Part of me, I think maybe there was more because this was the go home show, and WWE wanted to squeeze as many adverts in for the revenue,
and also as many promos and as many segments to try and get WrestleMania hyped up. And I'm like,
I mean, what, we had 6 matches tonight. 4 of them were pretty awful.
Very quick before we go on with the match, who did you predict? I went Solo.
I actually went Solo as well. Yeah.
I went Solo.
I thought it would make sense to have Solo win here, and then have Cody go on and actually beat Roman at WrestleMania, and then Solo could be like, well, Cody didn't beat me. I'm the head of I'm the tribal chief now. I'm the new leader of the Bloodline, and go on from there. But well, we'll see.
Find out.
Go further into this.
So we come back from our 15th ad break. Then what happens, all?
And the live dive.
Boom! Bang!
To Solo. But as he goes and hits it, Solo sort of grabs Cody and plants him onto the announce table.
Yep.
It sort of looked a bit like a Uranagi type thing. But he didn't do it once, did he?
No, he didn't.
Cody's sort of rolling around on the table, is a bit stunned. And then Solo grabs him and he does the exact same thing again.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Did we have another ad break here? Because I've got ad break written, but I might have just been...
You might have mixed up.
Yeah, I think I've mixed up with...
I think that happened before the ad break.
Yeah.
And then we went to ad break as he was basically being slammed on the announce desk. So we come back from commercial. and goes for a back suplex. Rhodes lands on his feet,
Mm-hmm.
and then sort of take it away.
After the break bit, I've got Cody and a vice Solo with a vice grip on Cody. Yep. Cody tries to suplex Solo twice, but he could, and this was good because even though like Cody's a strong guy, they were selling how big and powerful Solo was, because he tried to lift him up twice and he couldn't do it.
But he's able on a house show to have Braun Strowman on his shoulders.
Oh no, it's weird, isn't it?
Maybe not put that footage out that Braun Strowman is on Cody's shoulders, walking around, if he can't pick up Solo in this match.
Solo's the car.
Yeah.
We got Solo then sustained beatdown on Cody. Cody then hit a front face suplex to get out of that. We had a nice sort of sequence leading up to a snap power slam by Cody, and he hit that beautifully. Disaster kick on a staggered Solo, followed by a Cody cutter.
Yep.
And I've put here, this match is the first time I've seen Solo in such a state of being on. I think he's spent more time laid out in this match than he has in his entire main roster run so far. I don't think anyone's put him on the floor as much as Cody did in this match. We had the nice Cody cutter. I've got very rare sight to see Solo laid in the ring, struggling to rise to his feet. Cody then hit a crossroads, but he took too long to get the pin after this. I don't know why he took so long getting the pin.
Yeah, just sweet time taking. Like,
There didn't seem to be any reason for it, did there?
No.
And referees doing the count 1, 2, but Solo was smart enough to get his foot on the ropes at 2.
Which is a smart decision to not have him fall to one crossroads.
Yeah, he takes a lot on this match, doesn't he? When I was going through it later on and reading about everything that Cody hit on him, I was thinking, bleeding heck, that they've made him look strong. Cody's then shouting, "Is this what you wanted?" at Heyman as he climbs up for a moonsault on Solo, and Solo manages to avoid the moonsault, and the look on Heyman's face as Cody splats onto the ground is just classic. All throughout this match, whenever you saw a picture of Heyman, he's just he's loving it.
His face was a picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way to put it into like.
Mm-hmm. He's grinning like a cat, basically. Both men are really slow getting to their feet again. Solo goes for a Samoan spike, which Cody manages to avoid and hits another Cody cutter.
Yep.
And just as he hits the Cody cutter, Usos comes in, and we get even in the background you see old Heyman doing this.
Yes.
As the music hits. So the Usos come out, cause a bit of a distraction. We could all probably tell where this was going when the Usos come out. Solo with a super kick, followed by a spinning Solo for a close 2 count. Oh, this was where I thought Solo was going to win it. I thought that you got the distraction by the Usos. We had a near pinfall beforehand, and this is going to be Solo winning it. But no, Paul Heyman can't believe he kicked out. Solo can't believe Cody kicked out, and neither can the Usos. Then Sammy's music hits. Get Sammy and Kevin coming out. They get into a scrap with the Usos, and they end up brawling backstage. Back in the ring, Cody tries for a third Cody cutter. I think it was. It could have been a disaster kick. Solo counters and goes for another Samoa spike, but Cody then counters that into a second crossroads. 1, 2, 3, and Solo Sikoa's unbeaten run on the main roster is finally over.
Yes.
And Heyman after this, his face first of all was brilliant, and then straight away he's got his phone out, and he's calling the Tribal Chief to say, "Oh dear, we've got a problem here." Crowd were going crazy. This to me was I was annoyed with the fact that Solo lost. Like I say, I think he should have won this match, and I think they should have kept the unbeaten streak alive. But the amount of he got hit with 2 Cody Cutters, a disaster kick, 2 crossroads. It took a lot to bring Solo down. So he doesn't lose anything for being beaten by someone like Cody. I just think they should have kept the unbeaten streak and that alive.
Yeah, I give this a 4 out of 5 in the time that we had.
I gave it a 4 out of 5. Yeah.
It
could have been a lot better. It would I would have given it an extra half a star if Solo had actually won.
Yeah.
But this was easily the best match on the card.
Oh, easily. Best match of the month, I'd say, actually. Just incredible stuff. Cody and Solo, just fair play. They gave us a match. They gave us a match. Yes, we had a bit of distraction with the Usos and Cody, Sami and Kevin, but I like it.
It didn't really affect the finish, did it? Once the Usos had come out and once Sami and KO had come down to sort of neutralise it, we then just got a clean finish after that.
Yeah, and what I like about this, especially regarding the match and everything, is no Roman, but the Usos are coming down to save their brother, and that's it. It's all it is it's the actual bloodline and not Roman.
But you know what will be interesting if Roman is in the position Solo was in this episode of Raw, and the Usos don't come out.
Yeah,
I think would be very interesting.
Looking at the grand scale of things, I reckon if Sami and Kevin beat the Usos for the titles, I don't see any of them going out for Roman's match. I think the Usos might go, well, we've lost our titles, and just step back and be like, right.
Especially if Roman, because has Roman ever really come out to help them win a match?
Nope, never.
No, he hasn't, has he? It's always them coming out to help him, but he never does anything for them. So yeah, this has left me in two minds because I was leaning towards a Cody win, but now a Mania, but I can't now see him. For some reason, I know people made him beat Solo to look like people think, oh, maybe he can beat Roman, but now I'm not sold on Cody winning.
Yeah.
That's
so you may have seen me looking down at my phone, viewers, and that's because earlier on in the show, in the Raw Reflection, I said about doing the predictions. And at the time I said it, I was like, oh, we haven't got night 1 and night 2.
We have now.
Only 15 minutes ago.
Well, it's lucky Raw Reflections take a while to do, isn't it?
Hunter admittedly posted it before me, which I was a little bit annoyed about. But I actually got an Instagram here, and you can see the screenshot just there for you. Or you can't, but the viewers can.
I can't see it because...
we actually have night 1 and night 2. We have the official matches, which is happening on each show. So you're getting 2 videos for the predictions. Lucky you. We have the Sunday and we have the Saturday matches.
There's not going to be anything more added, I wouldn't think now.
No, I think we have hit, because I'm looking at this, and if we're not getting, if there's any more added on, I don't know why you'd chuck the night 1 and night 2 out.
Yeah.
If there's going to be more matches.
It looked like at one point we were going to get Bobby versus Bray, didn't it? But obviously that's falling apart.
As I said, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale is on SmackDown, so that's not added to the card.
You've got that to look forward to on your SmackDown.
Yeah, you say look forward to.
Good luck predicting the winner of that, mate. 1 in 20 chance. You can do it. I believe in you.
Well, great prediction there. So the show overall gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
I gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
I wasn't happy with the Go Home show. This is your Raw Go Home show.
The WrestleMania. The Showcase of the Immortals.
And
the biggest match on the calendar. Biggest event on the calendar. And we got this. It wasn't even so much. I mean, the constant ad breaks, they were annoying.
Yeah.
The amount of promos, I see why they have to do them, because it's building up the hype for WrestleMania.
It was.
But
it just felt.
Ross.
Yeah. It just, like I say, I want to see matches that mean something. And yes, we got the Rhodes obviously winning and stuff like that. No, we got it wrong. Obviously, we thought Solo's winning. It's just a case of it's like giving us all these packages, but honestly, use SmackDown for it.
Yeah.
Like, Raw is your big 3-hour show, and all you've done is just cram promo package after promo package after promo package. We don't need it. You know,
I'm going to go back later and see how much actual wrestle time we had in this episode. I think we're going to be lucky to beat 45 minutes of wrestling.
Yeah. The worst and best. So, obviously, we have the Rami of Honor Best Wrestler of the Week. And we have the Omos recipient of the Worst Wrestler of the Week. The best.
I'm giving it to 2 people. The best.
Cody and Solo?
Week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd also say just beneath them would be Austin Theory for his promo.
So I have actually got a bit of flack off for people recently. Oh, why do you like Austin Theory so much? Because he doesn't do the crappy selfie gimmick. He's a damn good wrestler. He's a damn good promo. He's not being backed by Vince McMahon. He's actually given the opportunity. So, yeah, and he's showcasing he's actually a good freaking wrestler. That he deserves the shots and stuff that he's getting. He's got a match against John Cena on night 1 of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a
in the
thing.
Opener, we believe. Like, yeah, you know, he deserves his flowers.
Let's go back to what do you remember when he cashed in the briefcase? He didn't win, and everyone was saying, "Oh, they buried him, all this, that, and the other." And now look at him. What happened with the briefcase? Yeah, at the time, people thought, "Oh, what a waste," and all this. But it's done so much for him. He's just become a completely different person. We got rid of the selfie gimmick. He's become more serious, more aggressive. That was the best thing they could have done for him, and he's now definitely in sort of like my top 5 wrestlers in WWE at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. He's just been so incredible. And then we have the Worst Wrestler of the Week. It's not Omos.
No, you see, like, I was originally toying with the idea, but then there wasn't really. We had so much stuff in this episode that,
for me, between Ali and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
the reason I'm not
I'd give Ali the pass, because I mean, I think he suffered enough with that inverted tree of woe.
Yeah, that's fair. So Dolph. The reason I'm not giving it Omos is because at least he's actually in a segment, right? And with Brock's come to attack him, and yeah, £410, but that's not on Omos, that's on scripting, that's on WWE. But my big issue is the fact that Dolph came in against Gunther and just got squashed. When we know Dolph is a good wrestler in his own right. So that's the annoying thing, is like just that. I think I'm going to give it Dolph this episode.
I'd probably say, yeah, Dolph for me. Possibly, I suppose there wasn't anything particularly bad in the women's tag match, was there? Nothing at the Candice, Miriam, and Chelsea and Sonya match. It was okay. I'd agree, Dolph.
Yeah. Alright, and that is it for the Raw Reflection. Next time you see us, well, it will be the predictions. It will be night 1 predictions and night 2 predictions. And we're going to go through the matches as they are leading up to it, and basically why we think what's going to happen. It's not going to be a this person's going to win. That's it. We're going to go through the matches, discuss a bit about the build-up and stuff like that, and then predict who we think is going to win. You'll see me more than likely tomorrow night, as when this comes out, for the SmackDown review, the last SmackDown before Mania, before I make my trip up to Mod Mania to watch
Isn't it called Money B Mania this year?
It's Mod Mania. Money B Mania is for his birthday.
Okay.
Mod Mania is what we're all...
all I've seen is the Money B Mania.
Yes, that is what we're going for. But guys, thank you ever so much for watching the Royal Fletcher. As always, hit the like button, comment down below, hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. And we will see you for the Raw after Mania.
Well, first we'll see them for
the predictions. But I can't wait for the Raw after Mania to actually go and do a reflection on Raw, because it should be good. It usually is.
Yeah, now because now they're sort of this will be their chance to sort of build and start new stuff. Hopefully we'll actually get some, because this is the first Mania since Vince has been gone, isn't it? So we'll see how stuff. They.
But guys,
so yeah, I'm feeling positive.
Yes. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Take it easy. Bye.